Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Um, Hello, everyone. Welcome to another daily live stream. Um, I wasn't supposed to be emotional about this, but I am, and it just kind of poured over me for whatever reason. Um, I've been doing this for a long time, and it's wild. It's wild how I feel like I've just changed so much in these last less than 2 years. Um, I'm good, everyone. I'm emotional because I'm I'm happy and I'm proud, and I look at people in the stream and I see people figuring their shit out and being able to help people. It just means so much to me to be able to help people. I can't even explain it. You come here because you know this is helpful and you know that it gets you to be accountable. And I feel like in a lot of ways we're figuring our shit out. I say a lot of the same things over and over and over, but I'm going to be 45 in less than 2 months. And I would have never imagined to be in this place today, to be able to achieve what I have today, despite people talking shit, despite people saying, this will never work, you'll never be able to keep the weight off. But they never understood that every single time I posted a video or I did a live stream, they didn't understand that every day I continued to do it, it was because I was figuring my shit out. This is what people don't understand, because they see one thing, they assume, and then they say, shit is not black and white. Your life is not black and white. This is why when I talk about the all or nothing mentality, you have to let it go. Because the all or nothing mentality, the black and white mindset, that shit, it will destroy you in so many other parts of your life. When you realize that the only thing that matters is that you just have to show up for yourself, that you have to stop throwing away the day. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm so emotional about it. I've been doing this for a long time and I feel like I'm on automatic. But I know that as the days go by, as the weeks go by, as the months go by, as almost 2 years passes by, I've grown into something that I would have never imagined. To be in this place right now, to be able to help people, but to also show that health and taking care of yourself is kind of how you really, you take the noise out of all the other shit in your life. Because when you start to take care of your health and you prioritize yourself, I feel like it does open doors to just life in general. Okay, I'm good. I'm better. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing there. I was scrolling back up because I wanted to, let's get into it, everyone. Hello, welcome to another daily live stream. Thank you for listening to me talk about that for a minute there. Really quick, and not even really quick, but Almadas, thank you for gifting a membership to somebody out there. If somebody just realized they got a membership, please thank Elmadas, or if you just realize you're a member, it's probably because either Uncle Reggie or El has been gifting a ton of memberships. But can we throw some F's up in the chat for people who are members? Appreciate the support. Elmadas, thank you so much. I know you had left a comment saying you were trying to send something different, but I appreciate the support. And honestly, you're helping someone else out by gifting a donation to someone else. Before I continue on, for the good, Babita, Happy, Bunny Love, Ian, Kevin, Elmadas. I'm scrolling down here. There's a lot of chat, which is great to see. Maggie, May, Sydney, Ronnie put on the tiara, Aisha, Margaret from Facebook, Jody, Ryder, Andre, Slack, Hassa. Who else is in here? Deja, Megan K. Betters, Shauna, Sydney. Did I say Sydney already? I don't remember, but hello. Hatham, hello, hello. Is that everyone? I think so. Tara, how's it going? Nice to see you. City Boy, what's going on? Thanks for being here today. Appreciate you being here. So today is day 7. Today is, you're gonna have to excuse me. I don't know. It's because I changed the music and like I just got so emotional over it. Just realizing that I'm 700 days into this journey. But that's what I wanted to say. 700 days into this journey, and oh my goodness, L just gifted 10 memberships. If any of you just got a membership, please thank L for such a gigantic donation. L, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. If any of you got that membership, you have that custom emoji. Throw some F's up in the chat. Throw the clock emoji up in the chat. Please thank L for gifting such a huge donation. L, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. L and Uncle Reggie lately have been just going insane with the gifted donations. L, thank you. That's such a generous donation. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate you. I don't know how else to thank you except by doing this. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. L says, gotta catch up to Uncle Reggie. Okay. Friendly competition, I believe is how you said that as well. But please thank L if you got a membership to be part of the Finally Fasting fam. So 700 days, everyone, into this journey. It's been a very long journey for me, and it's made me realize that over time, the journey doesn't end. There are going to be ups and downs, but if you continue to show up for yourself every day, you learn about yourself, you grow, you're going to figure this out. For any of you that are here that have like, God, it's already, for the people who are here now, if you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like that you don't know how to get out of the situation you're in, if you are struggling, I promise you, there's a reason I'm doing this every single day. It's helpful for me, but it's also because I want to help you. And you'll notice that when people are in here in chat and sharing their story and sharing when they're able to achieve something great and amazing, and also when they're struggling. The one thing I've learned about myself over the last 700 days of my journey is that showing up for myself, being honest and not hiding, not coping with food all the time, or even if I am coping with food, that I am honest and transparent about it. It's changed my perspective. That accountability is something that I would have never thought I would have been able to put out there. And it's interesting because sometimes I'll have conversations with people and sometimes they don't know how to get out of the situation they're in, whether it's with their weight or the way they're eating or the way they're coping with food or whatever it is that might be happening. And I do think that accountability piece and being honest with yourself and realizing that you're not perfect, it can make a world of a difference. And maybe not. Everyone's journey is different. But if you've never even attempted, if you've never even tried to be accountable for your actions, if you've never even tried something like imperfect consistency, where you're not beating yourself up because you have an all or nothing mindset, because you think that fasting for 7 days is the only answer, and you haven't fixed the other levers in your weight loss journey, you're just stuck in a cycle. And it's most likely time for a change. I want to share what I normally share and say what I normally say, but I also want to go through chat here just to give a little, it's to let you know you're not alone on your journey, but also because it's really important for me to see how other people are doing. Happy Bunny says, I've been hitting the refresh, waiting for the live. I'm at day 7, so it's super hard. Finding it difficult sticking to all my big plans to fix my life, but also I don't want to dismiss my progress. And the first thing I'll say here is you should absolutely not dismiss your progress. For you to say all of this is already big, to share all of this. Also, what I see here is when you say sticking to all my big plans to fix my life, I think for not just you, but for anybody who's in here, we have grand plans. We want to do the best that we can do. But this is also a really good reminder to tell you that all these big plans to fix your life, they just don't get fixed overnight. And I'm pretty sure you know that. I know you're aware that shit just doesn't get fixed overnight. But how can you get to that point? How can you make changes? It's by showing up. It's by you realizing that it doesn't have to be these big all or nothing moments, although it can be. Let's not forget, if you want to push, push. Nothing is stopping any of you from doing that as long as you can physically and mentally handle that. But you also have to know how to accept imperfection. You also have to know how to take a step back sometimes and give yourself grace and realize that we're here for a while. At least, hopefully, that's how many of us think, that we're here for a while. And there isn't or shouldn't be a rush to get to whatever goals you think you need to get to. I'm really not one to speak because I was the same way. I told myself, I want to lose the weight as quickly as possible. And I did that. And then after I did that, I was like, oh, well, it doesn't end. The next day comes, the same habits are still there. A lot of the same bad habits are still there. And over the last 700 days, I've realized that over time, those bad habits have changed. A lot of good habits have introduced themselves. Some bad habits are still there. And we're going to talk about that today. But like you said, Happy Bunny, I don't want you to dismiss your progress either. I want you to continue showing up for yourself and doing what you need to do and realize that you'll get there, just not overnight. Take everything that you've learned here so far and just in your life in general and just start applying it the best way you can. And I know there are probably people in here who are like, well, that's common sense. And it is. In a lot of ways, a lot of what we're talking about is common sense. Most of you who are in here already know how to lose weight. Most of you who are in here already know what it takes to lose excess body fat. You know that eating healthy and fasting and exercising and sleeping well is going to do you wonders. You all know that. You all know that. So then why are you here? Because I know at this point, I'm hoping a lot of you are in here because you already know these things, and it's just about the accountability piece and taking whatever tools and information and knowledge you can learn, not just from me, but from other people here in chat, and running with it. Knowing that a community that's all trying to achieve the same thing, to be happy and healthy, is going to help you push forward on your journey as well. Kevin says, hit my button last night, 4,200 calories, which isn't horrible. I opted not to get wings, had steak, mushrooms, and sauteed cabbage instead. I haven't had sauteed cabbage in a minute. I remember I made it before and it was actually pretty good. My issue was all the sugar, 285 grams of carbs after a week-long fast. Thank you for sharing the honesty within this too. And as I look at this as well, this is, in a lot of ways, this is imperfect consistency. Kevin knows how to eat healthy and knows how to eat clean, but at the same time knows that there's still an issue that lies beneath that, which is, and I don't know if that's 285 grams of processed foods or a mix of whole foods and processed or ultra processed foods, or if it's all ultra processed, but you know that there are changes that probably need to be made there. And being aware of it first, I think, is the right step forward. And then it's all about tweaking at that point and figuring out, how do I make this habit change? How do I minimize this habit from happening every single time? And for many of us, it can be from a turn of a switch. I don't want to say many of us, because I think many of us try to attempt turning the switch off or doing a complete 180. But I think the reality for many of us is it's about practice, and it's about changing those habits, getting rid of the bad, unhealthy, toxic habits, or maybe not getting rid of it completely, but minimizing it. And then telling yourself, how can I start incorporating other good, healthy habits in this as well? Thank you for sharing with us, Kevin. Did somebody? Jorge with a $5 super chat. Jorge, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate the support. Jorge, I know I've seen you here before. What are your thoughts on dirty fasting? I've talked about this a lot. I just finished a 60-hour fast, and just 2 cans of diet soda made it so much easier. I'm starting off fasting. Jorge, I've talked about this many times. Drinking a Coke Zero or a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi, I say it like this: if it helps you prolong your fast, the more power to you. It also doesn't mean that if you have 2 cans today, that you have to have 2 cans tomorrow, 2 cans the next day, 2 cans the day after that. You can always take it out if you don't want to have it one specific day. I also like to say it like this. Let's say any of us who are in here right now, you are 2 days into your fast and you feel like you're about to break. You feel like there's nothing else you can do right now. You're going to break. You're going to eat. And I always like to tell people, if you haven't tried something like a 0-calorie drink, would you rather have a 0-calorie drink right now to see if it will help prolong your fast? Or would you like to break with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 calories, whatever it might be? The answer should be simple, unless you're a quote unquote purist and refuse to do anything different and you're going to break early. But if that's what you want to do, that's your call. But I do feel like for many of us who are just trying to get the weight on the scale to go down, for many of us who are just trying to lose the excess body fat, push, try a 0-calorie drink. This also goes into a different level here where it's not even just about a 0-calorie drink. For some people, it can be something with a minimal amount of calories. Bone broth is something many people do. People fat fast, putting a little MCT oil or butter in their coffee. People will do juice fast or have just a small amount of calories when it comes to fruits or whole foods. So a lot of this is going to depend. It also doesn't mean you have to do it forever either. A lot of this means that you should play around with it, do what works for you. And if it, for example, a Diet Coke is helpful, go for it. I drink them every now and then. I drink a black iced coffee. I drink unsweetened tea. I drink a LaCroix, although those aren't my favorites, but I will drink other drinks outside of just pure water. Here's where I say this a lot too, but the one thing that I can't stand are people who gatekeep and say, this is the only way you should fast. There's no other way. Everything else is garbage. They're not you. Who cares? For you, if the goal is to get the weight off the scale, if the goal for you is to lose excess body fat, because many of us who are overweight or obese or morbidly obese, yes, we can talk about autophagy all day. If you say, but Jerome, what about autophagy? What about the healing benefits of fasting? Yes, there are tons of benefits when it comes to fasting. But if the goal right now, example, for me as a type 2 diabetic, before I'm no longer a type 2 diabetic in my blood work, but as somebody who was a type 2 diabetic, the quickest way to reverse that was to just get the weight off the scale. It wasn't to clean fast or pure fast in that way. My goal was to reverse my type 2 diabetes and my high blood pressure. And the fastest way of doing that was just to get the weight off the scale. So hopefully that's helpful, Jorge. Please keep us posted on your journey. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thomas asks, Jerome, what did you weigh in on this morning? Current weight. I can't share that right now. That's going to be later in this live stream. Sorry, Thomas. It's part of the structure on how this works. Nice to see you though, Thomas. Thanks for the question. I will talk about it though. I'm not trying to ignore you. Was there another question here? Uncle says, did you reach your target weight? No. And I don't even know what my real target weight is. Right now, my only real goal is to continue to lose excess body fat. My real goal at this point is to lose as much excess body fat that I have and continue to build muscle. So whatever that target weight looks like, I'm not really sure. But I have very pointed goals for the month of October, which is to lose 3 pounds of body fat, or at least putting myself in a caloric deficit of close to 11,000 calories for the month of October, and then go from there. So I'm going to scroll back up here though, because I know there were other people who had shared some of their journey, and I want to make sure that I'm able to talk about some of this as well. Almatis says, today was a good day. Healthier choices overall. Almatis, I love that for you, but I also know that you had mentioned a couple things here as well. El Matis also says, I'm not doing any exercise. I have zero motivation. I managed to keep my current weight for 3 months without much thinking, and I felt very surprised. I realized I eat less than before. So already great progress. But even in terms of exercise, my question to you, what I'm kind of wondering is, you might not have any motivation to exercise, but is it because you think that when it's time to exercise, you have to go all out? Because sometimes exercise is as easy as doing some body weight work. Sometimes it's just a matter of walking for 5 minutes, walking for 10 minutes. Sometimes it's just stretching. The important part here is exercise is good for you. Cardio is good for your heart. Strength training is good for building muscle. Building muscle is good for increasing your metabolic rate. A higher metabolic rate means you can burn more calories. A higher metabolic rate means you can eat more calories. So I just want to make sure that when you say this, that you're not in the all or nothing mindset where you feel like if I exercise, then it means 30 minutes of grueling, torturous work or an hour of grueling, torturous work, when it doesn't have to be that way. For me, when I get up in the mornings and I go for my walk, they're leisurely walks. I don't push myself hard. I don't jog. I don't run. I just go for my walk. And when I first started my journey on day one, that's really all I was doing then too. And my walks back then were a lot slower because I was 80 pounds heavier at the time. Is there another super chat? I have to scroll back down because I scrolled all the way back up. Jorge with a $10 super chat. Jorge, thank you again for the support. I appreciate you. You'll be seeing me regularly. Jorge, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for also being part of the Finally Fasting fam. I have 60 pounds to lose. I'm 5'11". I fasted before following cold, but slowly gained the weight due to the stress of starting a business. I'm trying to do rolling 72s. So I'll say this to you, Jorge. I love that you want to be here, that I'll be seeing more of you regularly. And I hope you do. I hope you show that accountability. You'll notice as you're here, a lot of people are going to cheer you on. They're going to help support you. And my hope is you help support them as well on their journey. 60 pounds to lose. Thank you for that accountability. When you talk about doing 72s, rolling 72s, my advice to you, my advice to anyone right now who's thinking about doing rolling 72s is do them if you can. Push hard if you can. You want to do longer than 72? Do that as long as you can physically do so, as long as you feel good. But also, Jorge, remember, if you can't do 72 and it ends up being 68, 43, 22, give yourself grace, refeed, keep it clean if that's what you need to do. You're also talking about the stress of starting a business. And to me, it also sounds like maybe you're getting stressed, which is leading you to eat. And then there's the emotional, mental part of it that's hard to recover from. And that's a lot harder to deal with. And my only advice when it comes to that is when those days happen, note it. Be aware of it. Talk about it. You don't have to talk about it with me. Maybe you can talk about it in chat if you want to talk about it with people, but other people also share their emotional parts of this as well, and how it emotionally affects them and how they eat out of comfort or stress or feeling anxious. I'm moving out of the country, and just a couple months ago, I gained almost 30 pounds because I was eating out of stress. I was eating because I felt overwhelmed. And I caught myself, but I had already put on 30 pounds on the scale. And how was I able to fix that? I showed up here every day. That's the reason I've been now daily live streaming for 74 days in a row. It's been 74 days in a row because I knew that I needed that accountability. So Jorge, if that is helpful for you, show up, be here every day, share that accountability. Jorge, thank you for the $10 super chat. I'm rooting you on. Please keep us posted. And I'll say this too. The other thing that's really important, Uncle Reggie, I see you. You and Al, my goodness. Jorge, here's the last thing I'm going to tell you is even if you're having a hard time, even if you find yourself overeating, even if you find yourself going off the rails, show up here, share with us. It's easy to share when you're doing well. It's easy to share when you're doing amazing. It's easy to share in chat when you're doing all the things that you should be doing. It's a completely different thing when you're not. For many of us who are here, when we're not doing what we thought we were going to do, when many of us are in here and we don't do what we said we were going to do, a lot of people don't show up. A lot of people don't want to share that. A lot of people don't want to talk about their struggle or be honest about it. They want to forget that it happened. They want to walk away from it. How do I know that? Because when I went from 235 pounds down to 125 pounds back in 2021, old habits came to bite me and I left and I was gone for 2+ years and I gained all the weight back. And then I came back in 2023 and then I lost it all again because of accountability. And if you're watching this and you're new or you've never, it's all documented. You can go check my old videos if you want to start from the very beginning of this day one of 700. Just go to November 5th, 2023. That was the day before I started my journey. And you can go from there and you'll see me 80 pounds heavier. But anyway, Jorge, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hopefully that's helpful for you as well. Uncle Reggie with another 5 gifted memberships. Uncle Reggie, thank you so much for the continued support. Can we throw some F's up for Uncle Reggie? If any of you just got a membership to the Finally Fasting fam, please thank Uncle Reggie. I think at this point, Uncle Reggie has gifted like, I don't know, 30, 40. I mean, he gifted 11 yesterday. L just gifted 10 today. These are crazy. Thank you for the support, Uncle Reggie. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to scroll back up here. I haven't even got into my own stats yet, and we're already 35 minutes into this live stream. Y'all, are you trying to get me here until 8 p.m. tonight? This office is empty. It's okay because I'm fasting today, so staying busy is helpful. All right, I'm going to maybe go through a couple other things in chat here. For the Good says, broke a 26 today, and it was so clean. I've smiled just thinking about it throughout the day today. I love that for you, For the Good. Tuna, eggs, avocado, grilled zucchini, broccoli, carrots medley, and apples with peanut butter on rice cakes. Congratulations on keeping a clean refeed. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about your weight loss levers. For the Good did a 26-hour fast. There might be many people in here right now who think the only thing that matters is a 48-hour fast or a 90-hour fast or a 168-hour fast. And there is nothing wrong with those amounts or lengths of fasts. Don't get me wrong. You're talking to somebody who has done 7-day fasts, 90-hour fasts over and over and over. But the one thing that many of you need to also understand is on the days that you cannot push a long fast, work on your other weight loss levers. When For the Good says, I've smiled just thinking about it, I completely understand because that was me yesterday. I kept it super clean. I kept my calories in check. It was a weight loss lever. It continues to be a weight loss lever that is hard for me to control. And For the Good, congrats on working on that weight loss lever. Proud of you. Proud of you. Thank you for sharing with us. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here just to see. Aisha says currently over 4 days fasted and finally broke into the 180s. Congrats, Aisha. My morning weight today was 188. Thank you for sharing with us. Down 2 pounds from yesterday and 22 pounds since starting rolling sevens or rolling 7 days or rolling 168s. Congrats, Aisha. Congrats on into breaking into the 180s. Thank you for sharing with us. I know, did I miss one here too? I missed Maggie as well. I bring these up because these are my regulars. These are the ones who are sharing with us every day. And I want to show some respect because they're showing up every single day. Maggie says currently 97 hours into my fast. Congrats on pushing a 97. Planning on breaking tomorrow at noon. I have a lunch date. Enjoy the lunch date. Lost another pound this morning. Congrats on the weight loss. I'm sure the break or the refeed will be amazing. I know what it's like to have a refeed of, well, I guess I'm trying to say, I know what it's like to fast for 90 plus hours and then have a refeed. So congrats, congrats, congrats. Okay. Wait, hold on. What is happening? Uncle Reggie. I had to like double check. I'm like, did somebody, Uncle Reggie gifted another 5 memberships. If any of you just got a membership, please thank Uncle Reggie. Can we throw some F's up for Uncle Reggie? If you got a membership, you have that emoji to use. So use it. Uncle Reggie, thank you for the support. I don't know what the hell is happening right now. Uncle Reggie, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't even know how many members there are at this moment. I'm going to have to look. I have to update the intro for the live stream, but Uncle Reggie, thank you again for gifting another 5 memberships. I think that's 20, 21 for today. Good. Thank you, Uncle Reggie. I appreciate you. L, thank you. Thank you all for the support. I appreciate you so much. I'm gonna try to read some other things here before I break into my own nerd stats, everyone. I'm just scrolling down here. I'm so sorry. I know I'm not going to be able to get to everyone and read everything, but I really appreciate all of you sharing your journey and what you're doing. Please know that I do read everything. After these live streams, I go through chat. I read everything because I am sincerely, genuinely interested in how you're doing because it helps me too. The one thing that I always like to say is you're not alone. We do this shit together. My goal is to help you. My goal is to get you to break your bad habits. And if any of you who are in here right now who are like, I thought this is about fasting, listen, this is about fasting, but this is also about your habits. If you are in here, if you are overweight or obese or morbidly obese, or you have issues when it comes to the control of your eating or your life in general, a lot of that is based off of bad habits. And what I am trying to do at this point is to help people break out of those bad habits, to incorporate good, healthy ones, and practice imperfect consistency. What do I mean by imperfect consistency? Your fasting doesn't have to be perfect. Your eating doesn't have to be perfect. Your exercise doesn't have to be perfect. Stop beating yourself up because you didn't fast for that long. Stop beating yourself up because you didn't get 10,000 steps in for the day. Stop beating yourself up because you didn't eat the cleanest, because you got invited to a barbecue and you wanted to hang out with your friends. Don't beat yourself up over that, but be consistent in what you're doing. If you had a bad day, if you didn't fast for as long as you thought you would, if you overate, okay, mark it off and move on. If you ate a little extra, that's an opportunity for you to take advantage of your calories and get to work, walk an extra mile, go lift heavy weights, be a little more physical. You didn't fast for as long as you thought that you were going to, well, then it's time to work on your diet. Eat cleaner, eat less. But Jerome, I can't do that. Yeah, me too. I couldn't either. That takes practice. It's not going to change in a day. That's not how it works. It can. It can. It absolutely can, because all of us who are in here are capable of doing great, amazing things. All of us in here have done great and amazing things. I'm almost 100% sure. But what about the other 99% of your journey, your life? Do you think that in the last 700 days, I have just been a beacon of perfection? I'm far from perfect. You're actually going to see what I refed with yesterday. That was far from perfect, and you're all going to see that. And I had some bad habits pop up yesterday as well, and we're going to talk about that. I want to go through all the chat here. I wish I could. I wish I could just, and maybe that's what I'll do one day. Maybe one day what I'll do is, if people just want to talk and go through it, I'll go through everything. But I also have my stats to share. So maybe something I'll think about in the future. If you do have a question though, please, you can re-ask it here. If you want to say something specific that I wasn't able to catch, try to rewrite it here. And if I can, I'll bring it up as I talk about my journey. So let's get into that. Today is day 700. 700 days into my journey. It's 100 weeks, everyone. I've been doing this for 100 weeks, for 700 days. Has it been perfect? No. Has it been consistent? Yes. Has it always been 100% perfectly consistent? No, it hasn't. Even the consistency wasn't there every single day. But the majority of the time, the majority of what I've been doing, I try to show up. I try to show up as best as I can. And look at the last 74 days. I've literally been here every day. It's Sunday at 5:30 p.m. right now, and I'm in an office building doing this. I was invited out earlier this afternoon to watch football and go to like a pool bar, not swim pool, not this kind of, but a billiards bar. And I said, I have to work today. And I apologized, and I said, I have to work every day. And I do it because that's how important this is for me. It's important for me to show up. It's important for me to be accountable. I do make sacrifices when that happens, but I also do it because it's helpful for me. In some ways, I'm being selfish and greedy about it, because if I don't do this, I know how quickly my accountability can slip. Think about if you were on this journey with me for the last 700 days. If you've been here for a long time and you've watched me from the very beginning, you know where this conversation is going to go. Think about where you'd be if you did something imperfectly consistent for the last 700 days, for the last 100 weeks. Think about what that might look like. Some of you might be watching this right now and you'll be like, that's easy. I could probably do that. Show me. Be here. Be accountable. What do I mean? It's been 100 weeks on my journey. Imagine if you took this journey with me 100 weeks ago. How many of you were here when I was here on it wasn't even day 1. I was here on day 0 of my journey. I live streamed the day before I started my journey. Who was here with me on day 0 of my journey? When I said, this is my plan, this is what I'm going to do. Imagine if you were on this journey with me, not doing my journey, because remember, we shouldn't be doing what everyone else is doing. You should be doing what works for you. But imagine if you just told yourself every week, I'm just going to lose half a pound. Half a pound. I know there are people who are in here right now that are like, I could lose half a pound in my sleep. I'm sure. But imagine if you told yourself that you would just consistently try to lose half a pound a week. Some weeks you might be able to do it where you'll lose even more. And then some weeks you might not. Some weeks you might gain weight. But imagine if you continue to be consistent about it for 100 weeks. Even half a pound, you would be 50 pounds down. The math is simple. If you were doing this with me every single week from the very beginning, 1 pound a week, you'd be 100 pounds down if you had that much to lose. But also think about if you only had 10 pounds to lose, 20 pounds to lose. Does it mean that after 20 weeks or 40 weeks, it's over? No, because what ends up happening after you get to that point is, how do I maintain it now? Have I learned from what I've been doing? Have I opened up other things about myself that I didn't realize? Many people think this is just, oh, this is all I have to do. And in a lot of ways, yes. Physically, if you keep the calories at 0 or you put yourself at a severe caloric deficit and you exercise, of course, you're going to lose weight on the scale. But have you fixed this part? Have you fixed the habit part? Have you changed your bad habits? Or are you still all or nothing? Or are you still doing the all or nothing cycle, doing the same shit over and over and over again? 100 weeks might sound like a long time, but this journey never ends. What happens after you get to your goal weight? You can't just walk away from it. I know sometimes people ask, does that mean I have to fast for the rest of my life? I don't know. Does it? Am I still doing 90-hour fasts back to back to back to back since day one? No. Am I doing 65-hour fasts back to back to back like I did after I was doing 90s? No. I do around 40 hours now, but even yesterday, yesterday I broke and did, well, it's not OMAD, but I broke a 20-hour. I've gone on vacation. I've eaten back-to-back days. I've practiced imperfect consistency because I work on all my weight loss levers. I have to go back on here because best day ever with a $5 super chat. Best day ever. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Best day ever with a $5 super chat says, I need to lose 155 pounds. I'm down 8 pounds day 4 of fasting, more refeed ideas so I can prepare early without getting sick. Thank you for all you do. First of all, again, thank you so much for the $5 support or the $5 donation. Thank you for your support. Congrats on being down 8 pounds 4 days in. More refeed ideas. I don't know if you've been watching my live streams, but I've literally been filming everything I've been eating every refeed. I did refeed last night, but last night was my quote unquote 20% day where I eat whatever I want. So tonight's refeed that you see is not what you should be refeeding with if you're looking for cleaner options. But I'm down 8 pounds. I'm just seeing where you're at when it comes to fasting. I'm wondering for you, best day ever, are you 4 days in a row or are you doing alternate days? Because when it comes to refeeds, maybe I'll say it like this, is the best way that I can share refeed ideas is please take a look at my live streams where I show my refeeds every other day. They're very simple meals, but I also like to tell people, look at it as one ingredient foods. I'm sure all of you know where this is going to go. A carrot is a carrot, a banana is a banana, meat is meat, rice is rice, but a donut is not just a donut. A candy bar is not just a candy bar. A burger is not just a burger. You get where I'm going with this. Whole foods is usually where I like to start. I'll eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, meats at the very beginning. I structure it that way. And if you still want to eat something that isn't the cleanest, you save it for the end. Of course, you don't have to just eat a carrot by itself. You can mix it with other foods. I mix rice with a lot of my foods. And I'm sure there are probably other people here who can share what recipes they have or what they really enjoy, I eat a lot of the same foods. I'm usually eating chicken and rice, Brussels sprouts, I eat corn, I eat broccoli and shrimp, I eat turkey sausages. So I eat a good mix of foods, but I like to eat a lot of clean foods on the days when I'm really structuring my diet and trying to eat clean. So if anything, best day ever, keep us posted. I don't know if you've been here before, but like if you haven't and you're looking for accountability, I hope that you keep continuing to show up on these live streams and you let us know how things are going and you keep us posted day to day, because I'd love to hear about your journey. I'm sure other people who are here who might have a large amount of weight to lose can be inspired by you for you saying you need to lose 155 pounds. I would love to see your journey continue and you figure out what you need to do. I also just want to make sure that you don't have it in your head that it's only about fasting, that if you don't get a long fast in, then you just succumb to throwing the day away. I know it's hard for a lot of people, especially when they're in the all or nothing mindset. I just want to be able to help and make you realize that you can do something in the middle. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, but maybe you're not that way. I don't know. I don't know your exact story, but thank you for the $5 super chat and best of luck to you on your journey. I'll continue showing my refeeds. I mean, I'm going to show what I ate last night too, but over the last 2+ months, I've showed every single refeed. So if you're looking for ideas, hopefully you can check that out and can be helpful for you. Okay, so imperfect consistency. Let's see what that looks like. Actually, I made specific slides. I forgot. 700 days into my journey. I'm going to go through these really quick because I cannot believe we're an hour in and I have not even gotten, this is just slide 2. Let's talk about the first 100 days of my journey. Just so you understand, when I talk about pushing hard, about doing hard things, I have done many hard things. The very first 100 days of my journey, I was in a very all or nothing mindset. I was practicing imperfect consistency, but not in the same way I practice it today. I'm showing this because I want you to understand the evolution of my journey. In the first 100 days of my journey, I pushed super hard. You all know it. In the first 100 days, I averaged a 95-hour fast, 94 hours, nearly 4 days. During the first 100 days of my journey, I did a 163-hour fast. I did a 141-hour fast. I did 20 90-ish hour fasts. I also did a 67-hour fast and a 47-hour fast at the very beginning of my journey. I also fasted on Thanksgiving Day. I fasted on Christmas Day, and I fasted on New Year's. That is how hard I was going. Nothing was going to stop me. That was my all or nothing mindset. You are capable of doing great, amazing things. You are capable of pushing hard when you want to. But I also know how I get when I push hard. I can also fall the complete opposite way because I was living the all or nothing mindset. Go hard or throw the day away completely. And then find myself binging for 3 days in a row, a week in a row. Luckily for me, during the very beginning of my journey, nothing was going to stop me. I was that motivated. I was being public on social media and I did not want to let anyone down. And that is what was pushing me then. In the first 100 days of my journey, I lost 25 pounds in 19 days, in 3 weeks. I lost 50 pounds in 62 days, or around 9 weeks. I went from 217.8 pounds to my lowest in the first 100 days down to 155. I had lost 63 pounds in the first 100 days of my journey. On day 101 to 200, I wasn't doing 94-hour fasts anymore. Look at how much has changed in the second, not the second half, but on days 101 to 200. No longer 94-hour fasts, now 63-hour fast. I did a 114-hour fast, a 111-hour fast, but look at how different. They're not as long anymore. I did only 7 90-hour fasts versus the 20 that I did in the first 100 days. And I did 18 65-hour fasts. There's an evolution right there. That's an evolution of me not fasting for that long. Not that I didn't want to, but also because I knew that I eventually had to change my protocol because I was starting to feel like, hey, this might be a little much. I'm getting a little tired of doing this. Your journey is going to change. It's going to evolve. This is why I tell people, do not feel like there is only one way to fast, one way to eat, one way to exercise. You have to evolve on your journey. I reached my goal weight on day 138. From 217.8 down to 139.8. I also went on a 10-day vacation, back-to-back eating. I gained 21 pounds in those 10 days. That is the other side of the all or nothing in me. On the 10 days of vacation, I went insane eating. They weren't full out binges, but at that time, I was in a place where I did not know how to control my diet. I was not working on my diet lever, my weight loss lever when it came to dieting. And for me to gain 21 pounds in 10 days, I wasn't surprised. I even remember people in the comments saying, oh, Jerome's going to gain it all back. But what they didn't understand is I was working on my journey. I was starting to realize, okay, this needs to change. I need to figure this out. This is why when people say whatever they want to say, they don't understand because they're also looking at things black and white. They're like, why can't you just eat? I can't eat like you, especially at that time. I could only do what I could do. And I continue to work on it every day. And for me, making it public, sharing it publicly, helped me realize that I wasn't running away from it. And that's a mental thing there. So people could say whatever they want, but they didn't realize I was working on the mental part of my journey because it would have been easy for me to hide, to run away from it. Even during this 101 to 200 days, I hit another new low weight, dropping down to 137.6. Days 201 to 300, the average fast even dropped again, down to 54. I did 2 90-hour fasts, but I did a ton of 65-hour fasts, 25 65-hour fasts. And I had started to now experiment with 42-hour fasts. I did go on a 6-day vacation. I gained 20 pounds in 6 days. So still having a really tough time with the diet lever. I had an urge to binge. I was showing signs of burnout. I publicly addressed that, and I still hit a low weight of 135.8 pounds. Why do I show this? Why do I show the urge to binge? Why do I show signs of burnout? Because it's the reality of this journey. I knew that I had to make changes in my evolution on my journey because if I did not, I was never going to make it. There's a reason that I'm sitting here now 700 days into my journey while keeping the weight off. I lost 80 pounds on day 142. And here we are now almost 500 days later, 500 plus days later. And I still haven't figured everything out. I'm not going to go through all the other days right now because I just don't have the time. I just am sharing this because I want you to know that sometimes people come here because they think 90-hour fast, 90-hour fast. Jerome's the 90-hour fast guy, but I'm not. I was the 90-hour fast guy. I can still do 90-hour fast. I did a 90-hour fast a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. It's a tool that I get to use, but that doesn't define me. My fasts have evolved over time. My eating has evolved over time. When I showed that bit about burnout, I haven't felt burnout since then because I've learned how to deal with burnout. I've learned how to change a lot of what I'm doing. I really do feel like you will only get to that place by doing, by showing up for yourself, by figuring out, okay, I don't have to do this all or nothing type bullshit, because it is bullshit. If you're stuck in that cycle, you got to get out of that bullshit. It's still a very big part of me, and I want to be able to fix a lot of my bad habits, but I know they just do not change overnight that way. As I've been doing these live streams every single day, the last 74 days, this is an example of imperfect consistency. You'll see a mix of different fasts here because this is me applying all my tools now. I have so many new tools from when I first started only doing 90 fasts to what I'm doing today. If you look at the last 74 days, I did 9 rounds of ADF, eating 2,700 calories, when back in the day, I was only eating 7,000 calories. I lost 21 pounds in 18 days doing that. But you'll also see me eating 7,500 calories, gaining 7 pounds, and then doing a 93-hour fast after that. More ADF, 65-hour fasts, going on vacation for a week. And then most recently, 13 rounds of ADF. 13 rounds of ADF, eating every other day, fasting every other day, but keeping the weight steady and even pushing the weight down. After doing 13 rounds of ADF, I ended up doing, well, I don't want to call it OMAD because it wasn't OMAD yesterday, but if you look at the very last bullet there, I did a 21-hour fast. And I did a 21-hour fast because I went to eat with friends yesterday. If you all watched my live stream yesterday, I was able to eat under 2,300 calories. It was the first time I've done anything like that, and I don't remember how long. Huge success for me to be able to eat clean, because I told myself, hey, you're going to eat the next day and you're going out with friends, and we're going to share that right now. So if any of you have if you're averse to watching someone eat, if it triggers you, I would say maybe skip out of here for the next 6 to 8 minutes, because you're about to see someone eat on their quote unquote 20% day. Jerome, what's a 20% day? That's a day where I go out to eat and drink and be with friends and eat whatever I want. And yesterday was a pretty big 20% day. So let's share that here. I think I told all of you yesterday that I was going out to a bar. So I broke yesterday with 23 ounces of whatever light beer there was. I ended up having, I think, I drank about 6 beers or so. I drank a lot yesterday. It was bar food. There really wasn't a ton of healthy options. I honestly wasn't looking for healthy options. This place we went to, though, was pretty generic in terms of the bar food, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's bar food. I ended up getting chicken quesadillas. They had some tortilla chips. There really was no chicken in here. I was really trying to find more protein to eat, but I ate everything that was there. It was still good. I did enjoy it. Salsa, sour cream. I think that was it. And of course, I still ended up getting a main meal. This was a chicken Caesar wrap. I was trying to make a good decision, or at least a healthier decision. But chicken Caesar wrap, potato chips. This was okay too. There wasn't a lot of chicken in it. I really felt like they were just really heavy on everything but the meat. There's like barely any chicken in it. It was still good. I enjoyed it for what it was. And then after this, I ended up ordering dessert. This is a pizookie, I guess is what they call it. A pizookie. It's a pizza cookie. It was just a chocolate chip cookie with ice cream on it. It was, I don't know what the calorie was, but I did try to keep track of the calories on this. And that's what I ate when I was at the bar, and a bunch of beer. Afterwards, I made leftover garlic rice, or I made garlic rice with leftover rice from the day before. This is still the turkey sausage, and I made a couple fried eggs. I think 3 fried eggs, sausage, garlic rice. And then I have to cut to the next scene, and I finished it with pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is my favorite thing to eat. I have not had pumpkin pie in a minute. I ate about 60% of this pumpkin pie, and then I had to throw away the rest because I know that if I keep it, there's no way. So I ate that, and that was my refeed yesterday. When it comes to calories of what I ate yesterday, if I'm able to get that slide, that is not the correct slide. This is the correct slide. If you look at the very last bullet, or whatever you want to call it there, my refeed yesterday was around 5,300 calories. It wasn't the worst. I know that I could have probably ate more than that, but it was my 20% day. So I enjoyed it. I was with friends. It was a good time. And I'm talking to you today, fasted. I'm not even that long fasted at the moment. I'm only 15 and a half hours in, but I will not be eating at all today. Because why? Because look at everything I ate yesterday. I know I have enough calories in me to get by. If you look, I also ate the day before at 2,200 calories. And then if you look at past refeeds, you'll see that I've kept my calories under 3,000. Jammer, this isn't new. Yes, I do overeat. This is something that I talk about on a regular basis. It's something that I have an issue with. It's something that I am trying to control. For me to eat only 6, 8, 10,000 calories over and over and over, to now cutting it down to 3,000 and having days where I go out to a bar and drink with friends and eat whatever I want every now and then. Is this a place to really call that out? I mean, it's something that I already know. It's something that I bring up on a regular basis. So you do you, I'll do me. And it's still, for me, it's something I know I have to continue working on, but not something that I'm going to have someone shame me over. So continuing on, if you look at my last 10 refeed weights and my fasted weights, you'll see today I weighed in at 149.4. This is me eating 2 back-to-back days. Now, did I gain 5 pounds of fat because of that refeed yesterday? Of course not. It's water weight. It's waist weight. Yes, there's probably extra calories in there, obviously. But at the same time, if you look at the green highlights, I'll also lose 4 pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds. What does that mean? It doesn't mean What it means is I didn't gain 4 to 6 pounds of fat after a refeed. I also didn't lose 4 to 6 pounds of fat after fasting for 24 plus hours. If we look at what the weight is this morning, when I weighed in at 149.4, here's the thing. So if you look tomorrow, when I'm here tomorrow and I show what I weigh on the scale, I'll probably drop, I would say, anywhere between 4 to 6 pounds. So if you look at that and you see, what am I trying to say? Is I might be 149.4 today. I didn't gain 5 pounds of fat. Tomorrow, I'm also not going to lose 5 pounds of fat or 4 pounds or 6 pounds. What I love though is I'm at this place now where I am, for the most part, able to control the calories where I need to and still enjoy myself and still have a lot more control today than I did 700 days ago. Miss Peaceful One with a $5 super chat. Miss Peaceful One, I appreciate the support. It's nice to see you. Miss Peaceful One, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Please. Anyone who's here, please wish Miss Peaceful One a happy birthday. It's nice to see you. I'm glad that you stopped by. Hey, y'all, just saying hello. I had seafood dip and gumbo today with a slice of pound cake. Just hit the timer. I'm about to get on the road. Sounds like a good refeed. It sounds, I actually haven't had gumbo in a minute. I love gumbo. It's amazing. Miss Peaceful One, happy birthday. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So to get into refeed stats, over my last 35 refeeds, my average refeed time has been around 5 hours. Average calories per refeed, around 4,100. So every time I refeed currently over the last 35 refeeds, around 4,100 calories. Is it where I want it to be? No, I would love for that to be under 3,000. That's where I would like to get my calories at. Average protein per refeed, around, well, not around, 210. So even with the calories and being at 4,100 calories, would I like it to be lower? Yes, of course. If I can control my eating better, I would love to be in that place. But remember, even when I eat today or yesterday, when I ate 5,300 calories, when I eat that many calories, do I just say, well, I guess I'm just going to start on Monday? I know some people who might be in here on a Sunday are like, well, I'm going to start on Monday. I'm going to start tomorrow. How many times have you done that? As I say this 700 days into my journey, the goal is that the journey continues. The goal is to make sure that I get the calories down, that I keep my protein up, that I keep my refeed times short. Those are my goals. That's where I need to be. I'm not going to get there overnight. It's going to take time. I'm not perfect, but it's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. And we keep pushing forward. Obviously, it's more than just fasting. If you look at my daily step average over the last 74 days, I am close to 16,000 steps a day. Yesterday's step count was just over 15,000. So I'm way over my goal there. Strength training wise, I lift every morning after a refeed. I did the same thing this morning. I lifted heavy yesterday. I lifted pretty heavy today, but I was trying to not push too hard because I don't really like lifting 2 days in a row. But I told myself, go lift. You ate all that food yesterday. Put those calories to use. Take those calories and use it to your advantage. Now, does that mean that you have to walk 15,000 steps a day or 16,000 steps a day? Absolutely not. You don't have to walk as many steps as I do. I do because I live in the city. I enjoy walking. It's therapeutic for me. But For you, if it's 10,000, if it's 7,500, if it's 5,000, it might not even be steps. Maybe your goal for cardio health is hopping on a bike, going for a swim. Maybe your exercise goals are doing something like Brazilian jiu-jitsu or boxing. But it's a healthy habit that you probably need to start incorporating. Also, for many people who are in here, the all or nothing mentality is exactly the same. What I mean by that is, don't think that if you are planning to exercise, many people who come in here are like, I'm going to do a 3-day fast, I'm going to do a 7-day fast, and then I'm going to make sure I walk 10,000 steps or 15,000 steps per day. When in reality, don't worry about hitting 10 or 15,000 steps. Maybe all that matters right now is getting into the habit of doing it. So even if that means 5 days a week, 6 days a week, you're just walking from one end of the street to the other, and that's all you have time for, or that's all you can do, there's nothing wrong with that. That's getting into the habit. That's rewiring your brain. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here, is to incorporate good, healthy habits, is to change the way you think, is to stop comparing yourself to someone else. That's the important part here. Your journey is your journey. Mine is my own. You don't have to eat the way I do. You don't have to fast the way I do. You just have to find something that can be sustainable and long-term for you. The 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is something that I practice. You just saw a 20% day earlier on this refeed. What is the 80-20 rule? The 80-20 rule means that 80% of the time I'm keeping my calories in check. 80% of the time I'm lifting weights. I am getting my steps in. I am weighing my food, counting my calories. Does it mean you have to weigh your food? No, it doesn't. I just do it because I get very nerdy about it. If you haven't noticed, I love stats and I love just nerding out on them. So the 80-20 rule means that 80% of the time I am on my game. I'm doing what I need to do. The other 20% of the time is what you just saw earlier. Me drinking beer, me going out with friends, me having a good time, eating foods that I normally don't eat every single day. But if you look at the frequency of how it happens, you'll see here that over the last 74 days, I have had 61 80% days, averaging right around 3,000 calories, right where I want to be. The 20% days, yeah, look at the calorie count, over 5,900 calories. But look at the frequency of how often that happens. In the last 74 days, only 13 of those 74 days. Currently an 82-18 split. So very close to an 80-20 rule. Does it mean that you have to eat or you have to abide by an 80-20 rule? No, you don't. I said this yesterday. Maybe it's a 90-10. Maybe it's a 70-30. Maybe you don't do any of that at all because you don't have issues when it comes to calories. Although if you didn't, then I'm not sure why you're here. But if you're here, welcome. It's nice to see you. But that's the 80-20 rule that I apply for myself. If you look at my refeed goals are very simple. Under 3,000 calories, over 190 grams of protein. You'll see highlighted in green, I was able to accomplish that on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yesterday, I was not able to accomplish that, obviously, because I was out with friends and I planned it. Does that mean because I ate over my calorie limit yesterday that today I was just going to throw away the day? No. Does it mean that because I overate yesterday that I'm not gonna go for my walk in the morning today? No. Does it mean that I didn't lift weights this morning? No, I did all of those things. The practice of imperfect consistency is exactly that. Be kind to yourself. Be able to accept imperfection. Be able to know where your strengths and your weaknesses are. And then take advantage of your strengths and continue working on your weaknesses. That's how you get better at this. That's how you start to refine your weight loss levers. That's how you practice imperfect consistency. Hi, Tay. Tay says, I'm trying to lose 30 pounds. Do you have any tips for beginners? Well, I do have a playlist. If you're looking for fasting help, I have a playlist on my channel called Fasting for Beginners. So you can check that out. But if you want a quick summary of that, if it comes to fasting, my recommendation for anyone is you just start. You hit your timer or you write down the last time you swallowed your last bite of food or had any calories, and then you go from there. If you stop eating at 7 p.m., you go to bed at 10, or if you want to push that to 8 to 11 or whatever, you wake up the next day, you're already 12 hours fasted, 13 hours fasted. And then it's just a matter of, what do I do next? Do I skip breakfast? Do a 16-hour fast? And you can do that just to start. And then what it means after that is when you eat, even after 16 hours, you still have to be very mindful, because if you're still eating every day, you don't want to overeat and go over your TDEE, or pretty much how many calories you burn in a day, because the math is still calories in, calories out. So if you're having trouble pushing a longer fast, because maybe you're here saying, well, I want to fast for 2 days or 3 days, that takes time. That takes practice. Remember, this isn't just about fasting. This is about taking care of your other weight loss levers as well. This is about the way you eat, the way you exercise, the way you sleep, the way you control the mental part of it. Are you a stress eater? Are you a comfort eater? Are you eating out of boredom? If you're looking for extra accountability, if you're trying to lose 30 pounds, share with us. Be here. Keep us posted on your journey. Let us know how you're doing. Thanks for the question, though. Hopefully that's helpful. I know there are a lot of people on here, and I wish I could say hi to everyone and talk to everyone, but I know we're already an hour and a half in here. But I will try to get to questions later as well. So just to continue on with the nerd stats, I do have goals for the month of October. They're actually not fasting goals. Even though I'm still fasting, fasting goals are not the priority at this point. My goals are to keep myself at a caloric deficit of 10,500 or lose 3 pounds of body fat. In August, I had a caloric deficit of 21,000, a really good month. In the month of September, this past month, I was at a caloric surplus of over 3,000. Still a good month for me, still a very, very consistent month for me, but I know I still have additional body fat that I need to lose. My other goals for October are to keep my refeeds under 3,000 and my protein over 190, to walk 15,000 steps a day, 6 times a week or 27 times, and to strength train in the mornings after a refeed. What have these goals looked like since then? Currently, I'm at a caloric surplus. I ate 5,300 calories yesterday, so that's put me up on where I need to be in a deficit. My goal is to just be in a caloric deficit of 340 calories per day, because doing that will get me to lose 3 pounds of body fat, but I'm over at this point. Refeed wise, under 3,000 calories, over 190 grams of protein. I've been able to do that twice since I've had 3 refeeds for the month of October, 15,000 steps a week. I've been doing that all 4 days recently. Strength train, I've been doing that every single time after a refeed. But let's look at what the calories actually look like. If you look at what my daily caloric intake is, You'll see on the 1st of October was a refeed day, so I went over. And then on the 2nd and 3rd, I put myself at a deficit. And then because I ate such a big refeed yesterday, now puts me behind. So what's the plan? Where do I go from here? It's easy. I fast. Today is a complete fasting day. So this will get me out of that surplus and back into a caloric deficit. Will it put me back on the pace to lose 3 pounds of body fat by the end of the month? Not quite, because I was already doing the math. So actually what I'm going to be doing, because I had such a big calorie day yesterday and I ate 2 days in a row, I'm about to push a 65-hour fast. So if any of you are in here right now and you want to do a 65-hour fast with me, here's your opportunity. I mean, I'm currently almost 16 hours fasted, and I will not be breaking my fast until Tuesday night. I'll be eating Tuesday night. It'll probably be around 65 hours, give or take. So if any of you are wanting a challenge, if you want to do this together, here's your opportunity to push a 65-hour fast. I should probably start doing these every day too, and let you all know that I'm doing a 42 or right. So if that's something you're interested in, I will not be eating at all today. Tomorrow, when I live stream, I will not be eating at all tomorrow as well. And I will not be eating until Tuesday evening. So if that's something you'd like to do, well, I'm already doing it. So hop on, just let me know. Keep yourself accountable. Here's the thing too. If you're not able to do it and you say you're going to do it, tell us. Don't shy away from it. It's okay if you're not able to push a long fast. All it means then is you work on your other weight loss levers. The same for me. If for whatever reason I don't get to a 65-hour fast, I will let you know. I will be honest about it. I will be transparent about it, and you will know that I'm breaking early. This is how the accountability piece works. This is how you bring accountability to the table. And I think those are all my nerd stats for today. Okay. Let's do fit check, everyone. If you're unaware of what fit check is, that's where I stand back here and I show you what I look like physically. I do fit check because it is also another layer of accountability. Today's fit check, I am not too thrilled about, because today's fit check, I am up 7 pounds over the last 2 days. I was currently 149 point whatever pounds this morning. I was 142.2 2 days ago. So I'm up about 7 pounds. But I'm going to stand back here anyway because I need to be honest and transparent about what I'm doing. While I get these other photos up, yes, I have been overweight my entire life. It's not like I just got overweight or obese over the last 5 days, 10 days. Not 5 days, 10 days. It's not like I got morbidly obese in the last 5 years or so. This has been an issue for me pretty much my entire life. In my teenage years, in my 20s, in my 30s, and even in my 40s. I'm 44 years old now. The reason I show all those photos is to remind all of you that I have lost this weight and have kept it off for almost 2 years now, not because I'm on any diet medication or medication in general. I've never had GLP-1, no injections. I've never had weight loss surgery. This is all through fasting and changing my habits, incorporating good, healthy habits, and breaking bad, toxic ones. I lost my train of thoughts. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be taking your medication. I'm not saying that GLP-1 is not what you should be doing, that weight loss surgery is not what you should be doing. I don't know what that's like for you. You have to make that decision for yourself. I share this though, because I want people to know that for anybody who has been in this position where you were like, I'm never going to be able to lose this weight. There's no way. There's no way. I'm 40 something years old. I lost this weight in my 40s and I've kept it off now for almost 2 years. Just a reminder that there might be a way out if you are somebody who is like me, who does the all or nothing lifestyle, who has never really took into consideration taking care of your habits and fixing your good, healthy habits or incorporating good, healthy habits. Okay, let's do fit check. You got someone who's 7 pounds plus right now. I am not feeling the best about it, but I'm currently wearing a small adult shirt. This is my quote unquote fatter shirt. This is my bloat shirt. I am quite bloated at the moment. I'm wearing boy shorts. Why am I wearing boy shorts? Because I'm 5'3". I'm short. Fit check. It's front shot here. You got the side shot. Rear, side. And that's it. If you want to see what this bloat looks like, I mean, this is currently where I'm at. Yes, I do have loose skin. You see, this is probably a combination of loose skin and probably belly fat. When people ask me, do you have loose skin? I do. I have loose skin here on my neck. You can see it doesn't bounce back like it used to. Never bounced back before. What am I saying? If you look at these photos of me my face was just so big, my neck size was so big. But yeah, I have loose skin on my upper arms, on my belly, obviously, on my upper inner thighs, but it doesn't stop me from what I'm doing. I continue moving on this journey. So that's fit check. Tomorrow will be a better day for me because hopefully a lot of that bloat will be off of me. Hopefully the 7 pounds I gained over the last 2 days will push itself down, which I'm sure it will. And now that I'm doing a 65-hour fast, hopefully I'll be even less on the scale, but more importantly, I'll be at a bigger caloric deficit. Okay, so Q&A. If any of you have any questions, not even questions, if you have any questions or there's something you want to say specifically, please feel free to share. I will try to highlight what I can. I'll try to have a conversation about it. And I'll scroll up too if there's anything maybe to point out. In the meantime, for any of you that, or while you might be asking any questions, if any of you are looking for help when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, if you're looking for an accountability partner or an accountability coach, you can go to finallyfasting.com. You can book a one-on-one session with me. We can do a Zoom call. We can talk about getting a game plan and a strategy together. Like I said earlier, many of us already know how to lose weight. Many of us already know what good, healthy habits look like. I think the bigger issue for many of us is the accountability piece. Can you be accountable? Can you show up for yourself day after day after day? And that's usually what people do when they end up working with me. I'm not here to slap you on the wrist if you don't do what you say you're going to do, or you don't fast for as long as you thought you would. Instead, I would love for you to just show up, be accountable, and have a conversation about it. And let's work on getting you to be consistent in what you're doing. Finallyfasting.com. If you'd like to book anything there, you can also check the site out for merch like stickers. Also, if you want to support in a different way, you can go to the link in this live stream. If you click the link in this live stream, just like Uncle Reggie and El Matas even gifted a membership. If you click the link in the live stream, that is a link to join the Finally Fasting fam. If you are a member of the Finally Fasting fam, you'll get your name on the intros to these live streams. You'll get a special badge next to your name in chat. You get to use custom emoji. And if you join the higher tier membership, you can join us on our Wednesday late afternoon evening live streams, where it's not just me on the live stream. Other people jump on, other people are on camera, other people are talking to other people, maybe some people on camera, some other people just on audio, but it's a group coaching session. We have a group accountability spreadsheet where we all share our individual goals and go through it. So if that's something you might be interested in, just another layer of accountability, I'd check that out as well. So that's my shameless plug. I will go through chat here and see if there is anything question-wise. Let me see. I can't go that far up because we're already over an hour and a half in. Great, Willis. Willis says, you're joining me on the 65 is what you're saying. Willis, keep us posted. And Willis, even if it doesn't get to 65, let me know. Be accountable in that way. Just remember to work on your other weight loss levers. Writer, yes, Almadas, you're right. I just hit 16 hours currently, 16 hours. And I'm not saying you have to do 65. All I'm saying is I am fasting until Tuesday evening. So if you think about it, if you were to start right now and you were to eat 2 days from now, because I will usually eat around this time, which if you think about it, 48 hours. Oh yeah, that's right around 65. So for anyone who starts right now, who hasn't started yet, if you are going to fast with me and you're going to start right now, that's a 48-hour fast. So let me know if you're in. Let me know. Tay says I'm in. Okay. Let's go. Please keep me posted. Lori says I'm already at 50. So I'll stretch to the 65. I love that, Lori. Keep me posted. Many of you are in. I like to see it. Okay. Let me see here. Gattaca, Gattaca says, lost 70 pounds on carnivore and OMAD for 1.5 years. Congrats on losing the weight and keeping it off. Throwing in 2-day and 3-day fasts here sporadically, taking a first ever trip to Japan for 14 days. I love that for you. I'm jealous. I went to Japan in November of 2024. And I also went in February. No, I went in March of 2025. So I feel you on Japan. I'm extremely torn about how I'm going to eat there. I actually made a video about this, Gattaca, about my trip to Japan and me eating there. I would say enjoy your time, but the only other advice I would have when it comes to vacationing is think about it this way. There are 2 ways you can think about this. Number one is you're there to try different things and enjoy yourself. So you should enjoy yourself. Does it mean that you have to go insane? It doesn't. But at the same time, also remind yourself, are you there just for the food and the food alone? And that's one of the things that's helped me when I was on vacation recently in Toronto. I told myself, I'm not here to just eat. Though my vacation isn't just meant to eat and nothing else. So I know it's just a little thing, but maybe it'll be helpful for you, Gattaca. Keep us posted. I love that for you, though. I love that for you. Tanya says, when are you leaving? Are you saying when I'm moving out of the country? I am keeping that private just for my own privacy's sake. I'm not too worried about that, but at the same time, I just want to make sure that I keep it private. But it's happening. soonish. So yeah, you'll all get a heads up. I mean, there's going to be, and I hate to say it, but here's the honest truth: there is going to be a time frame when I will not be doing daily live streams. Does it mean that I won't do them daily in the future? It doesn't mean that, but there's going to be a period of time where I won't be able to do dailies. And part of that is because I will be prepping to move out of the country. And anyway, you'll all know when that time is coming. So, okay. There's the question. Aisha says, what time do you plan on live streaming tomorrow, Jerome? Tomorrow, let's take a look calendar-wise. Calendar-wise, where's my calendar? Tomorrow, and for anybody who's here right now and you want to show accountability and you have time to be here, wow, I have a busy day tomorrow. I have a lot of coaching tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be an early one, everyone. Oh, wow. So we're going to do this. You have a late evening one, and we're going to do a morning one tomorrow. Maybe not morning, but I would say anywhere between 11:30 and 12. So we'll keep it at even smaller window there, between 11:30 in the morning and 12 Central, or 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern. Good question, though, because actually I had to block time out of my calendar. So thanks for asking, Aisha. Writer. Wait, hold on. Melly Mel with a $10 super chat. Melly Mel, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you, Melly Mel. You're always in here. I appreciate the support. Melly Mel says, congrats on 700 days into your journey. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm still plugging along with ADF. Broke the fast early yesterday after 19 hours. Made it an OMAD day and restarted the timer. Imperfect consistency. And that's exactly that. I mean, I think, how can I say this? I think many of us who are in here, I think we beat ourselves up, or we're too hard on ourselves because we're not giving ourselves enough grace for still doing great things like getting a 19-hour fast in, or not eating fast food, or not ordering Grubhub. Those are such huge wins. And I know many of us probably also have in our heads that that isn't good enough. Why even do anything at all? And I say that because that's the all or nothing mindset that is rearing its ugly head. And it's a mindset that I feel like a lot of us need to get out of. So congrats on still plugging along with ADF, realizing that not every single round has to be ADF. Even for me, I did 13 rounds of ADF in a row. Yesterday, I ate. I don't beat myself up over it because I know that I just move on with the process. I push a 65 now. If it doesn't end up being a 65 and it ends up being ADF, so be it. I can't beat myself up about it. But Melly Mel, thank you for the $10 super chat, and congrats on still pushing on in your journey. I love that for you. Okay. Scrolling back up here. I was going to write her. I don't know if you're talking to me. I'm having a problem with unwanted advances. Do you have people in your life that are suddenly coming? Oh, that is what you're asking. I don't have a lot of friends, writer. I don't hang out with a ton of people all the time. So I don't get, I mean, it happens, but it's not, I'm an old man. I don't get unwanted advances. And even, in my 20s and 30s, it's not like it was a thing then, but I don't know if it's a bad problem or a good problem, writer. I don't know. But it's not really an issue for me. So hopefully though, it's not a bad problem. And if it is a bad problem, then well, I don't know if I have proper advice for that, because that's not really my wheelhouse there. It's not like it's something that happens to me at all. So anyway, thank you for the question, Ryder. I saw that earlier and I wasn't just I was like, is Ryder family talking to me? But it looks like you might be. Yeah, Gattaca says, I remember you went to Japan. Can you offer any advice? And so hopefully the advice I gave earlier was helpful. I don't really have anything to add on top of that, except you should enjoy yourself during that time. I like to, maybe the only other thing I can add here is when it comes to what all of us are doing, it isn't so much being the best on vacation or eating the cleanest on vacation or fasting every single day on vacation. You can put those mindful practices into play. I think that's really important. But I think the more important part is what happens after, Gattaca. What happens after when you come home? Do you continue with your vacation? Do you continue eating the same way? Do you continue saying, well, I'll start on Monday. I'll start on, and that's the thing. I do that though. When I go on vacation and I come back home, I have one more day during that evening where I eat what I want. It's a 20% day for me. But the following day, I get right back into my routine. And that is probably the bigger piece of advice I have for you is, what do you do? Can you get right back into it the following day? Because that's probably where it counts more. Are your habits strong enough, good enough to push the day after? And it doesn't have to be the day exact after, but like you have to give yourself a time frame there. You have to put rules down, boundaries down on what that looks like. You'll have to keep us posted, Gattaca. Margaret from Facebook says, I'm waiting for the Finally Fasting t-shirts. I would love to get t-shirts. I don't think I have the budget to the inventory to hold t-shirts before I go. So maybe I will think about it when I'm in the Philippines, but I guess the one thing I'll miss, and I don't know if anybody who's here has ever ordered merch from me, but usually when people order merch from me, I pack it all, I ship it all. In a lot of them, I'll put extra notes in there. For some of you, I've added extra stickers. So, if anything, I'll have somebody help while I'm not here in the States, but I'll think about it because I do have a design that I've been wanting to put out. I haven't been able to. Dynamite, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Dynamite. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. African says, I'm in. Just hit my reset. Let's go. I'm with you. Are you going to push until Tuesday then? Is that the plan? Cap Rising is also in. I love it. Hi, Cap Rising. I didn't get a chance to say hi. I didn't get a chance to say hi. Hello. Seb says, will fasting help with acne? I'm 44 years old. I don't really deal with acne, thankfully, fortunately. I don't know if other people can share though. And and maybe that's rude of me to say, because I know there are people who are older who still have acne, but it's not an issue for me. Will it help though? I don't know. I don't know if there are other people who are in here who can chime in for Seb, but if so, can you please share? I can only share my personal experience. Other people I've coached, I don't think it's something that I've ever asked them or something that they've brought up to me that has been like changed or has gotten better. So hopefully somebody in chat here can help with that. Elle says, how can I get one of those wrenches? I've actually been thinking about this too. I do need a couple more moderators. I don't know how many of you are interested in moderating, but that's what the wrench is. People who are wrenches are moderators. They filter out the bullshit that comes in here. You all know what I mean by that. I don't tolerate trolls or bullshit or people shaming other people. I mean, it happened earlier today, but I get it. I also get very emotional when people tell me very pointed things that it's like, yeah, I know. That's on me. I know that. I'm very well aware of that. If any of you have ever seen me blow up, it's because I hate when people tell me what I should do or how I should do something, and it strikes a nerve for me. But that is how you get one of those wrenches. If you're interested, I mean, let me know. I am looking for other moderators. So, okay, let me see. So this is actually really good, writer. It's uncomfortable, like I'm the same exact person, but suddenly people see me. It's a bad thing, happily married. Here's the thing about this, and this is coming from somebody who has been morbidly obese his entire life, is I completely understand. And I get it at this point too, because when you say it like this, yes. Here's the thing. It's not that I'm getting unwanted advances per se, but people look at me differently. People talk to me differently. People treat me differently. And of course, I notice it. That's something I noticed right away as soon as I lost weight. And you're exactly right, because I'm still the same person. And if you watch my old live streams, it's something that I've always said is that no matter what, don't let the scale devalue you as a human. The scale is just a number, but I will always tell people that they cannot let the scale dictate whether they have more value or less value because of what the number says. At the same time, what I like to say is I still think of myself in a morbidly obese way. And I remember that I've always been that same person. Yes, maybe my confidence has changed. Yes, maybe I am more comfortable in my skin. I mean, that is a matter of fact. And in a lot of ways, I am happy in the body I am in now versus where I was before. But I don't think I deserve to be treated differently or people look at me in a different way. I get it. I understand it. I would be lying to you if I said I was not vain in certain aspects of my life, but I get that. And I've had that happen to me too. So I don't know how you change that. I don't know how you stop that either, because I think people are going to be people. And maybe the best way I can say this, writer, is you can only control what you can control, right? And there's only so much that you can do when it comes to, not that you control other people, but I think you know what I mean. So I'm sorry that happened to you though. But I can empathize because I've been there too in other ways, maybe not in unwanted advanced ways, but yeah, I get it now. I get what you're saying. Tay says, will the Whole30 diet help with fasting? Are you talking about Whole30 meaning like 30 specific foods you can eat? I don't know exactly what those foods are, but if they're one ingredient whole foods, clean foods, I'm sure it would be helpful. But Tay, I think really the bigger piece of advice is think about the foods that you really enjoy eating. Because what if those Whole30 foods are foods that you don't like? Will it actually be sustainable? Can you make it sustainable? Or can you find foods that are clean and healthy-ish that you enjoy and you can do for the long term? I say this because sometimes when you restrict everything completely And like, let's say there's a day that you are really wanting a burger, or you do want to try whatever food is out there with your friends. I still think it's really important to find balance within it. I'm not saying you can't do Whole30, and I'm not saying that it can't help. I don't know the diet well enough. I know that there are certain foods you can and can't eat. When it comes to that, I guess I've always been somebody that, for me, when I restrict too much, when I restrict foods that I enjoy and I'll never be able to eat them again, I can't do it, because that, in a weird way, and maybe not even a weird way, it's like the mental part of my brain says, if someone tells you no, you're going to do it. If someone tells you you can't do this, you're going to do it. Which is why, in a lot of ways, when people were telling me I was never going to lose this weight, or I was never going to be able to keep it off, or you're just going to end up gaining the weight because you have X, Y, and Z problem, I was like, oh, well, challenge accepted. Let's go. And here I am 700 days later. And I feel like I have to continuously prove people wrong in that way. I guess I'm going off on a tangent there, Tay. I'm not saying that it can't help. I'm sure it can, especially if the foods are clean, but ask yourself, is it something that you can do sustainably? Is it something that you can do long term? Is it something that will change your habits? Is it something that will stop you from an all or nothing mentality? We're doing this for the long term. I want to see you achieve success in the long term. So keep us posted. And I'm sure other people have maybe shared their insights on that as well. Okay, Al, I see you. I see you. Melly Mel asks, I feel I'm underrating on, or under eating on refeed days, aiming for 1800. So is your TDEE currently 1800 at the weight you're at, Melly Mel, or is 1800 your TDEE at your goal weight? It's hard to do without junk food, eating clean. I get so full. So far, weight loss consistent. Wondering if it'll be an issue later. Are you saying it's hard to get to 1800 without? Oh, you're saying you have to eat junk food to get to 1800 cal. Is that what you're saying? Wondering if it'll be an issue later. Oh, are you saying because you're trying to eat, because you're doing 1800, typically doing ADF, and so you're finding consistent weight loss that way? Eating 1800 calories a day, I mean, honestly, I guess you won't know until you get to that point. How close are you, Melly Mel? How close are you to maintenance? Are you approaching maintenance at this point? I would imagine that getting to 1800 every day, I mean, obviously for me, it's not, I mean, you all saw me just eat 5,300 calories or 5,900 or whatever it was, but still about 60 plus pounds to lose. Is that what you're saying, Melly Mel? I would say if you still have 60 pounds to lose, I would say just keep pushing on right now. Just keep working to get to your goal, because from now until when you lose 60 pounds, I'm sure you will figure out other ways of eating. You will probably come up with other recipes. You will probably find other foods that you love to eat. I mean, even for me, lately I've been enjoying corn and I put a little butter in the corn, and that's a quick way to add up calories in there. I mean, just 1 tablespoon of corn or 1 tablespoon of butter in corn is like 100 calories, and it makes a world of difference in corn. But I would say, Melly Mel, just keep doing what you're doing. And when you get to your goal weight, we can talk about it then. Is that fair? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So you'll have to keep all of us posted. Thank you for sharing, though. Andre, I appreciate you, Andre. Andre's always, it's like I see Andre and I'm like, I know Andre's going to support. Andre always does. Andre, I appreciate you. Even if you didn't, I appreciate you always. Andre with a $10 super chat. J-Man, your beginning of the live stream is one of the reasons that you have such cool and generous people here. You have a great big heart. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you, Andre. I almost got emotional there too, because I was thinking about the beginning of this live stream. I did not expect to get emotional at the very beginning. I literally got emotional listening to the music because I was watching, and I've watched that intro hundreds of times at this point, if not thousands. Well, maybe not thousands, but I've watched that intro many times. And when I look at myself in that intro, I'm like, God, that was only 138 days. That isn't even, what percentage of that is out of the 700 days? I've changed so much over that time. I've done so much over that time. And it's wild to me. And it's wild to me to see the community flourish the way it has, to see how my journey has changed and has grown. And like, when I think about that, I think about all of you getting to that point, like figuring this out and us figuring out together. Even when I see people in chat talking to each other, it's like people are building connections and they're building support in that way. So Andre, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you, Andre. Thank you. You've been here for a long time. Andre's been here. I don't know if Andre's been here since the very beginning. Have you? I can't remember, but you've been here for a long time and you're always supporting. And I know that I haven't done my normal Sunday evening live streams, but Andre still shows up even for the later ones, or when I'm here for the later ones. So Andre, thank you. I appreciate the support. Thank you as always. I appreciate you so much. Jody, I was about to start wrapping things up. Jody just donated $5. Jody, thank you for the $5 super chat. Jody didn't even say anything. Jody, I appreciate you. I know you've been on here more recently and you've been sharing with us too. So thank you for that. Thank you for being accountable. Thank you for sharing your story with us too. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you supporting in that way. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Jody. Salus, I said that wrong. Salus. OMAD's working for me to lose weight if I'm consistent as an active person, just slightly over maintenance now. I love that. I love that. I want to be able to get to that point. I don't think when I hit my goal weight, I don't know if I'll ever get to OMAD, but I do feel like if I get to my goal weight, I don't have a choice. I'll probably have to do OMAD, I would say at least 5 times a week, but I don't know. I love that it's working for you though, and that you're just slightly over maintenance. That's great, Salus. Thank you for sharing with us. Jody, thanks so much. Sending hugs and thanks. You're very welcome. Thank you for supporting, all of you. Thank you so much for supporting. And I guess with that being said, I didn't expect a 2-hour live stream today, but there was a lot to cover today. Being 700 days in, it's been quite a journey. And the truth of the matter is, their journey is nowhere close to being finished. The journey is always going to continue. Remember that too. For many of you who are in here who are looking for a quick fix, I get it. I get wanting to lose the weight quickly. I get that a quick fix, fasting for an extended period of time, is going to drop the scale like crazy. I totally get that. But at the same time, you have to understand that this is going to eventually be a long-term, lifelong journey. So push hard if you want. Do hard things. Do amazing things. Prove everyone wrong. Do that. But also remember, you will eventually have to work on your other weight loss levers outside of fasting. You will eventually have to learn how to do something long-term and sustainable, because pushing hard all day, every day while it might be possible at the very beginning, and you all know what I'm talking about, especially when the motivation is through the roof, you can do amazing things. And I love to see it. But what I would love to see more is for you to say, yeah, I did lose this weight, and it's been 6 months later. It's been a year later. It's been 2 years later. And man, have I grown since that time. So I think that's all I got for today. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for all the support today. Thank you. Thank you to all for hearing me kind of blubber over myself at the beginning of this live stream. A very, very, very special thank you to Elmadas, to El, to Jorge, to Uncle Reggie, to Best Day Ever, to Uncle Reggie. I forgot my emoji there, to Miss Peaceful One, to Melly Mel. Oh my goodness, so many super chats today. To Andre, to Jody, thank you for the additional support. It means so much to me. I really have a caring, supporting community, and I see it here in chat, and I see it every day, and I cannot be more thankful for that. And the only way that I can give back to you is to continue giving whatever knowledge and motivation and inspiration that I can give. So I'm glad that it resonates with you. I'm glad that you are figuring what your journey looks like. I want all of us to be happy and healthy. I don't think there's any bigger gift than that, to be happy and healthy. So with that being said, let's do this again tomorrow. Will you be here tomorrow? It'll be in the morning though, so you're probably gonna have to wake up early. It's gonna be around 11:30 in the morning or 12. So I don't know if any of you will be able to hop on, but if you are, I'll see you then. And remember, you're not alone. We're doing this together. I've been doing this for 700 days. If you've ever told yourself, why me? Why do I have to do this? Why am I in this position? I am too. It's not just you. Just show up. Let's work on it together. Let's figure this shit out. Okay, that's it from me. I'm going to give my obligatory wave. I'll see you all tomorrow. Maybe some of you, hopefully. Either way, thank you all so much. Oh, real quick, thank you to all my Finally Fasting fam members. Thank you for supporting me as well. And thank you all for being here today. Thank you to all my regulars. I appreciate you all so much. Here again, you get a second obligatory wave. I'll talk to you all soon. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.